There they go, off and pacing center of the gate. Ships Excalibur quickest off the wings from the inside. Dividend Day. Contact Jones is away third, then Da Vinci Art in fourth. Coke Can Countess trails early. Horses are well strung out as they come out of the first turn. That's a fired up Ships Excalibur and Corey McPherson. His leads out to about 6 or 7. Dividend Day the closest to him in second. Contact Jones is third. Da Vinci Art fourth. Coke Can Countess trails, well strung out by the opening quarter. What a way to open it up. 27 and 4, the opening split by Ships Excalibur, and his lead is out to 5. Dividend Day now second. Third, Contact Jones. Fourth is Da Vinci Art. Coke Can Countess does her talking from the back. The field well strung out on a mission today. Ships Excalibur, he's almost halfway home for Corey McPherson. Lead still is 5. Ships Excalibur halfway there, 57 and 4. Dividend Day now closer, only 4 back. Contact Jones is third. Then Da Vinci Art is fourth. Coke Can Countess still trails. They start to tighten up a bit. Ships Excalibur the lead still by 4 lengths. Right there second, 2-year-old Dividend Day. Contact Jones is third. Da Vinci Art fourth. Then we find Coke Can Countess in fifth. We're on to 3/4. No change yet. They're all still chasing the front stepping. Ships Excalibur. He's drifting out a bit. 3/4, 129 and 2. Dividend Day now second. Contact Jones is third. Nothing changed yet since the outset, but they have been going huge fractions here. Can he close it out? It's Ships Excalibur at the top of the lane. Dividend Day's out to try him in second. Contact Jones is 3 wide and coming. Coke Can Countess is on the scene late. It's Ships Excalibur in the center. Dividend Day far outside. Coke Can Countess, Ships Excalibur, Dividend Day got him on the line. Ships Excalibur hung on to second. Coke Can Countess was third. Time for the mile. 2:01 and 3. There they go, off stride at the start. That was the trailer, Elm Grove, Rush. Everybody else pacing into the turn. Golf Queen from the inside is the leader. The Pitta center of the track gets away in second. Off stride goes Hurricane Arthur. Everybody by okay. Out of the turn, that's the Golf Queen on top. Still out and driving on the outside. Little Carney now looking for a seat up closer to the lead. It's Golf Queen on top. Little Carney parked out and driving. Now backing off because the Pitta has the 2-hole. Then we find Windermere Jimmy in fourth. Lincoln Outlaw is away in fifth, and Hurricane Arthur is sixth, and the trailer after the break, that's Elm Grove Rush. Quarter time came and went 30 and 1. That's Golf Queen on top. Her leads 2.5 lengths. Right there second is the Pitta. Riding the rail in third, a Little Carney. Windermere Jimmy studies them in fourth. Then Lincoln Outlaw is fifth. Tightening up now in sixth, that's Hurricane Arthur and Elm Grove Rush, too far back for today. Horses come in front of the fans first time around. It's Golf Queen on top. Right there second, that's the Pitta. First up and driving, here comes Windermere Jimmy. That covers up Lincoln Outlaw. Now caught in, that's Little Carney. They went by the half, 102 flat. It's Golf Queen, her looking strong on top. Right there second, the closest to her, that's the Pitta. Working hard on the outside, Windermere Jimmy was third, now takes over second. Following him is Lincoln Outlaw. Trapped on the rail, that's Little Carney, and still there at the back, that is Hurricane Arthur. They head to 3/4. The Golf Queen gets a tap on the tail from the Haggler. Her lead still looks strong. Right there second on the inside, that's the Pitta. 3/4 is on the board, 134. It's Golf Queen on top. Windermere Jimmy in the center of the track, now second. The Pitta on the inside is third. On the outside, Lincoln Outlaw is fourth. Hurricane Arthur winds up from the back. Little Carney still there. Top of the stretch, it's still Golf Queen. Windermere Jimmy now in the center of the tracks trying to run her down. It's Golf Queen on the inside. Windermere Jimmy's coming on the outside. Hurricane Arthur on the scene late, but it's Golf Queen at the line. Windermere Jimmy stayed for second. Looked like the Pitta over Hurricane Arthur for third. Time for that mile, 2:05 flat. It was Golf Queen. There they go, off and pacing far outside, upstairs with Ron. In between pacers, that's cruise level. Takeoff A from the inside. He's the leader into the first turn. It's Takeoff A on top. Center of the track, upstairs with Ron, still driving on. Windermere Nick on the inside is third. Then we have cruise level in fourth. Then Northern Smokeout on the inside is five. Things unsettled en route to the opening quarter. It's Takeoff A and Todd Trites. They set up shop on the front end. Windermere Nick got away in second. Upstairs Ron, parked on the outside third. He'll just sit there, drive on by the opening quarter, 29-1. Takeoff A showing the way. Upstairs with Ron on the outside, driving on. Right there in the box, that's Windermere Nick. Then we have Northern Smokeout gapped out in fourth, and the trailer, that is Cruise Level. The battle still on as they straightened up in front of the fans first time around. Takeoff A on the inside, showing the way. Upstairs with Ron on the outside, going the long mile today. He's parked out all the way. Right there filling up the box, that's Windermere Nick. Closer now in fourth because Northern Smokeout. Horses are halfway home, 59-2. Takeoff A on the inside. Upstairs with Ron on the outside, not going away. Windermere Nick, best trip of all, locked up in the box. Gapped out in fourth, still Northern Smokeout, and Cruise Level still trails. They starting to straighten up down the backside. It's still Takeoff A showing the way. Upstairs with Ron, no closer yet. He's still on the outside. Ready to go three wide. Here comes Northern Smokeout. The race is on by three quarters. It's Takeoff A on top. Three quarters came and went, 130 flat. It's Takeoff A. Upstairs with Ron, no quitting this fella. He's still driving on the outside. He's now the leader as they come round the turn. Off his cover will come Northern Smokeout. Horses come to the top of the stretch. Upstairs with Ron, finally found the front. Now he's got to fend off Northern Smokeout on the outside. These two hook up through the stretch. Upstairs with Ron, Northern Smokeout on the outside. Onto the line next. Upstairs with Ron, a monster trip today for Scotty Hubbard. Northern Smokeout was second. Looked like Windermere Nick for third. Time for the mile. New lifetime record, 2:01.2. There they go, off and pacing from the inside. Yankee Dancer's quick off the gate. Meter leader, center of the track. Far outside, Victory George tries a leave and move into the turn. Yankee Dancer on the inside. Meter leader on the outside. Nobody grabbing leather yet. These two hook up en route out of the first turn. First round goes to Meter Leader. He is now the leader en route to the opening quarter. Yankee Dancer released him, got away in second. Then Royal Putnam is third. Victory George left hard to be fourth. The early trailer is Made in Heaven. The field went by the opening quarter and it was quick. 28-3. Meter Leader picking him up, laying him down. He's the leader midway around the second turn. Right there, best trip of all goes to Yankee Dancer. Royal Putnam rides the rail in third. Here comes a move from the back with a rush and a brush. Made in Heaven was fifth, then fourth, now third on the outside. She's coming up now to engage the leaders. The field's almost halfway home. They're all chasing Meter Leader and Lonnie Stokes. He looks over, he sees Made in Heaven's now made it up to his wheel. Yankee Dancer right there in the box. They were over the half, 59-4. It's Meter Leader on top, and he looks strong. On the outside, Made in Heaven working hard. He was second, now back to third. Yankee Dancer on the inside holds back on to second. Still riding the rail, that's Royal Putnam in fourth. And on the outside, moving but not making up ground yet, that's Victory George. The pace starts to slow as they head to three quarters. It's Meter Leader on top. Still coming on the outside. Made in Heaven not going away. Three quarters is on the board. 129-1 on the inside. It's Meter Leader. On the outside, Made in Heaven's taking it right to him. Locked up in the box, that is Royal Putnam. Ready to swing wide. Here comes Yankee Dancer, and Victory George is not far out of it. They come to the top of the stretch. Made in Heaven is taken over for Paul Angel and drawn clear. On the inside, Meter Leader tries to hang on to second. Royal Putnam's trying to find a way off the cones. What a trip from Made in Heaven. At the line, Made in Heaven got the job done. It was close for second. Might have been Meter Leader over the hard closing Royal Putnam. Time for that mile, 2 minutes and 3/5. Made in Heaven captures the Tony DeCourcy Memorial Pace. Far back at the start, that's the 6, West River Ember. The rest are off and pacing. Pownell Bay Style from the rail as she's the leader into the first turn. Paradise Paradox got away second, then Silver Hill Cupid is third. From the trailing post, How Max Feisty landed away in fourth. Backing off now, that's that's Southfield Sassy in fifth. Then we find Shalara 6, and the early trailer, that's West River Amber. Filly strung out all en route to the opening quarter. They're all chasing Jill Barrio and Pownell Bay Style. She sets up shop on the front end. By the opening quarter, 29 and 2, it's Pownell Bay Style showing the way. Right there, second, Paradise Paradox. Silver Hill Cupid rides the rail in third. How Mac Feisty is fourth. She now eyes the outside as the fillies come in front of the fans the first time around. It's Pownell Bay Style and Barrio showing the way. Right there on the leader's back, that's Paradise Paradox. Working hard on the outside. How Max Feisty's now up to third. She engages the leaders as they are halfway home. It's Pownell Bay Style showing the way. Right there, second in the box, Paradise Paradox. How Mac Feisty working hard on the outside. Following her, that's Southfield Sassy. Caught in now fifth, that is Silver Hill Cupid. Out and driving in the flow, that's Shalala. And riding the rail is West River Amber. Everybody still in it as they straighten up down the backside. Pownell Bay Style and Barrio showing the way. On the outside, How Max Feisty's not to the leader's wheel yet. Paradise Paradox, best trip of all. She finds a way out. Second over, that's Southfield Sassy. Wide from the back now. Here comes Shalara. 3/4 came and went. 129 and 2. It's still Pownell Bay Style on top. Paradise Paradox going to have to find a way off the cones. How Max Feisty still coming on the outside third. No place to race for Silver Hill Cupid. Swinging out wide comes Southfield Sassy and Shalara. On their way home they show. It's Pownell Bay Style. Center of the track now. Paradise Paradox. Far outside, that's Southfield Sassy. Paradise Paradox. Southfield Sassy on the inside. Paradise Paradox got there for Bernard McCollum. Southfield Sassy was second. Looked to me like maybe Silver Hill Cupid for third. We'll wait for the photo there. Time for the mile, 2 minutes and 1/5. Paradise Paradox in the first division of the Quig. There they go, off and pacing, Muck in the Sand from the rail, wants to be the leader on the first turn. Jeb, center of the track, is second. Outside, All Terrain now looking for a seat in third. City of the Year from the outside gets away last. The horses come out of the first turn. It's Muck in the Sand on top. Jeb didn't like the pocket. He's out and moving now on the outside. Jeb and the Blue Knight en route to the opening quarter. These two hook up en route to the opening quarter. Jeb now on the outside is the leader on top. Muck in the Sand reluctantly released him 2 seconds. They were by the opening quarter. 28 seconds flat. It's Jeb showing the way. Right there on the leader's back, that's Muck in the Sand. All Terrain rides the rail in third. City of the Year studies his rivals from fourth. Field strung single file in front of the fence first time around. They're all chasing Jeb and Jason Hughes. First to move on the outside now. All Terrain was third, now second. He's up looking the leader in the eye. It's Jeb on the inside. All Terrain on the outside. Getting the best trip now goes to City of the Year. He's second over. Can't keep up in the pocket. That's Muck in the Sand. They were halfway home, 58 flat. It's Jeb on top, but he's getting a test now from All Terrain. He stares the leader in the eye. These two hook up en route to 3/4. Gapped out in third on the outside. That's City of the Year. Muck in the Sand needs to do more from fourth. They went by 3/4. The 3/4 was quick. 126 and 2. Jeb on the inside is the leader. All Terrain on the outside, not going away. City of the Year is third. Might have something to say in the stretch. These two still duking it out round the far turn. All Terrain on the outside sticks his nose on top. Jeb tries to battle back on the inside. City of the Year is third. It's All Terrain, center of the track. Far outside, City of the Year, one last try. All Terrain needs the line. City of the Year is coming at the wire. All Terrain. What a trip from All Terrain. He hung on at the wire. Close for second, either Jeb or City of the Year. Muck in the Sand was fourth. Time for the mile, 156 flat, All Terrain. There they go, off and pacing, trying to move from the outside. $1 Million Jewel in between pacers. Gwyning Gwen from the rail. Golden Opportunity. These two into the first turn. Golden Opportunity from the inside. Gwyning Gwen on the outside, looking for the front. She's driving on out of the first turn. That's Gwyning Gwen and Rick Armstrong on the outside, trying to get to the lead. Golden Opportunity's a handful in second. He's trying to release her to the lead. Then Maiden Paris got away in third. Stare Down studies his rivals from fourth, and $1 Million Jewel can see them all from the back. They're all chasing en route to the opening quarter. Gwyning Gwen and Rick Armstrong, they set up shop. Opening quarter was up 29-2. Golden Opportunity took this opportunity to take a trip. He's second right now. Maiden Paris rides the rail in third. That's the heavy post time favorite. Stare Down. He now gets steered to the outside by Dr. Downey as the field comes in front of the fans the first time around. They're all chasing Gwyning Gwen and Rick Armstrong. 8-year-old daughter of Grin from ear to ear. The big mare's clear halfway home. She was there 59-2. It's Gwyning Gwen showing the way. Right there on her back, that's Golden Opportunity. Stare Down was third, now second on the outside. He's up to engage the leader. Maiden Heaven was fourth on the cones. He'll now switch out to follow cover as the horses head up the backside. It's still Gwyning Gwen on top and showing the way. Stare Down now to the leader's bridle, and these two hook up en route to three quarters. It's Gwyning Gwen on the inside. Stare Down on the outside, right there, locked up in the box is Golden Opportunity. Three quarters came and went, 129-2. It's Gwyning Gwen still on top. Stare Down's only a couple inches off her. Second over if good enough. That's Maiden Paris. No place to race yet for Golden Opportunity. And swinging wide from the back is $1 Million Jewel. Everybody's in it as they turn for home. Stare Down, center of the track. Far outside, Maiden Paris from off the pace. It's Stare Down, center of the track. Maiden Paris is coming on. Stare Down, Maiden Paris. Stare Down at the line. Looked like Maiden Paris for second. I'll call Golden Opportunity over Gwyning Gwen for third, but that was close. Time for that mile. 2 minutes flat. It was Stare Down. There they go, off and pacing from the rail. Luke's Cowboy is the leader into the turn. Outside, Jackson K down, quick off the gate. From the trailing post, Magical Cowboy is now away in third. Offshore Cowboy away in fourth. Then Abner the Great is 5. Heart and Soul 6. The early trailer, that's Bo's Cowboy. Things unsettled en route to the opening quarter. That's Jackson K down and Jill Barrio. From the 4-hole, they're now the leader en route to the opening quarter. Could be the old give and go. Luke's Cowboy and Kenny Arsenault released him to the front, now steps back to the outside. They want to be the leader by the opening quarter, 28-2. It's Luke's Cowboy and Kenny Arsenault, now the leader on top. Jackson K down, give him the old give and go, will now take the pocket ride. Magical Cowboy rides the rail in third. First to move now, here comes Offshore Cowboy. He was fourth, now third, now second. He's up to engage the leader halfway home. Following him will be Abner the Great. Locked up on the inside, Magical Cowboy, now 5. Following the cover, that's Heart and Soul. The early trailer on the inside, Bo's Cowboy. The Colts are halfway home. 59-1. Luke's Cowboy showing the way. On the outside, Offshore Cowboy now second. Following him is Abner the Great. Locked up in the box, Jackson K down. Magical Cowboy's a handful in the 5-hole, and he's got no place to race. Following out third over, that's Heart and Soul. Still trailing, Bo's Cowboy onto the three quarters. On the outside, that is Offshore Cowboy. Luke's Cowboy tries to battle back. Abner the Great's ready to come 3 wide. 3 quarters came and went, 128-1. On the outside, Offshore Cowboy now the leader. Battling back on the inside, Luke's Cowboy. Abner the Great's ready to go wide, ready to pull the trigger. Here comes Heart and Soul. Jackson K down, tries to find a way through. Down the stretch they come. It's Offshore Cowboy now clear. On the outside, Abner the Great. Heart and Soul. Anybody at the line? Offshore Cowboy, and the Blue Knight got there. It was close for second. Could have been any one of any of them. I'm going to call Jackson K down and maybe Heart and Soul, but Offshore Cowboy's your winner. We'll let the judges decide the rest. There they go, off and pacing, quickest off the gate. That's the outside two. Hurricane Hill and Grimsby there, the leaders into the first turn. Hurricane Hill now on top. Grimsby from the far outside, not grabbing leather. These two hook up on around the opening quarter. It's Grimsby on the outside. Hurricane Hill on the inside. Choco du Rousseau is third. Then we find Ideal Ticket in fourth. Gapped out, that's the early trailer. Hyperion Blue Chip, things unsettled en route to the opening quarter. It's the old give and go. Grimsby made front. He now grabs leather and lets Hurricane Hill back to the front. They went by the opening quarter. Serious opening panel. 28 seconds flat. It's Hurricane Hill and Corey McPherson on top. Right there second is Grimsby. Riding the rail third is Choco du Rousseau. Caught in now fourth. That's Ideal Ticket. First to move from the back. Hyperion Blue Chip was sixth. Now fifth. He'll take over third on the outside. He is now up to engage the leaders. The horses are halfway home in front of the fans the first time around. That's Hurricane Hill under tight lines to Corey McPherson. He was halfway there. 59 seconds flat. It's Hurricane Hill on top. Right there in second. Grimsby gets the best trip of all. Working hard on the outside now. That's Hyperion Blue Chip. He was third now. Takes over second. He'll look the leader in the eye as they straighten up down the backside. It's Hurricane Hill on top. Hyperion Blue Chip now only a quarter of a length away. Locked up in the box. That is Grimsby. Second over if good enough. Ideal Ticket. Choco du Rousseau trails, but he's only about 3 lengths off him. They went by 3/4, 129 and 2. Hurricane Hill and McPherson, they still look strong. On the outside, Hyperion Blue Chip is second. Grimsby on the pylons, not done yet. He is third. The horses come to the top of the stretch. Hurricane Hill shows the way home. Center of the track, Hyperion Blue Chip trying to track him down. It's Hurricane Hill on through the stretch. Hyperion Blue Chip now second. Grimsby tries to hang on to third, but it's Hurricane Hill and Corey McPherson at the line. Second went to Hyperion Blue Chip. It was close for third. Might have been Grimsby over Ideal Ticket. Time for the mile, 1:58 and 3. Hurricane Hill takes the Atlantic Province's Harness Racing Commission pace. Off stride before the start went Windermere Renee. The rest of them off and pacing. Far outside, KD Overdrive in between pacers. I See a Life Force from the inside. JJ Jodester is the leader around the turn. JJ Jodester and Terry Gallant are on top. Wish I Was a Gigolo got away in second. I See a Life Force now backs off to third. KD Overdrive found a seat in fourth. Then we find Dusty Lane RB in 5. Preceptor is 6. And the early trailer after the miscue, that's Windermere Renee. The Colts are strung out en route to the opening quarter. 28 and 4. It's J.J. Jodester and Terry Gallant on top. Right there second. Wish I Was a Gigolo. Riding the rail in third. I See a Life Force. I to the outside now. He was third. Now steps to the outside. Following him is KD Overdrive. The field starts to tighten up as they come in front of the fans the first time around. JJ Jodester showing the way on top. Right there on the leader's back, Wish I Was a Gigolo. Doing the hard work first over, that's I See a Life Force. Following him, KD Overdrive. Riding the rail on the inside, Dusty Lane Arby's caught in. Following him, Preceptor on the outside. Still trailing, that's Windermere Renee. The field starts to straighten up down the backside off a half and 59 and 1. It's JJ Jodester on top. Right there second on the outside, that's I See a Life Force. Wish I Was a Gigolo on the inside. Second over, that's KD Overdrive. Dusty Lane Arby's locked up tighter. The Winners Lounge in the middle of May. They're by 3/4, 128 and 4. On the inside, it's still JJ Jodester. On the outside, I See a Life Force right there at the leader. They come to the top of the stretch. I See a Life Force on the outside. Swinging out wide comes KD Overdrive. Far outside, Preceptor. Down the stretch, I See a Life Force has the lead in the center of the track. KD Overdrive is coming up the rail. Wish I Was a Gigolo at the line. Wish I Was a Gigolo got there. Looked like Dusty Lane Irby got out of jail late and finished second. I have no idea who was third. Time for the mile, 159 flat. There you go, off and pacing center of the gate. Big Surf fires off the wings. DG's Cammy from the inside. Big Surf center of the track. DG's Cammy on the inside. From the inside, OK Galahad is third. Smiley Bayama away fourth. The early trailer, that's Fall Bliss. The field is strung out en route to the opening quarter. Big Surf and Corey McPherson set up shop on the front end. They're 3 lengths clear en route to the opening quarter. DG's Cammy is clear in second. Third, OK Galahad. The opening quarter was serious. 27 seconds flat. Big Surf showing the way. DG's Cammy now reels him in a bit. He's now a closer second. OK Galahad starts to tighten in third. Smiley Bayama's fourth with an eye to the outside. Fall Bliss still rides the cones. The horses come in front of the fans first time around. They're all chasing the 5-year-old son of some beach somewhere. That's Big Surf and Corey McPherson. They're halfway home under tight lines. Right there second is DG's Cammy. They were over the half. 55-3. Track record could be in jeopardy. Big Surf showing the way. Right there second, DG's Cammy. OK Galahad rides the rail in third. Smiley Bayama fourth. No move yet from Fall Bliss. The horses head to 3/4. It's still Big Surf on top. DG's Cammy's going to need a way out from second. OK Galahad on the outside third. Smiley Bayama fourth. Fall Bliss is fifth. 3/4, we got a shot. 125 flat. It's still Big Surf on top. OK Galahad on the outside. DG's Cammy needs a way off the cones. The horses come to the top of the stretch. It's Big Surf showing the way. DG's Cammy can't get out. He's coming up the cones. Far outside. Smiley Bayama's into it. Smiley Bayama takes over. Up the rail. DG's Cammy at the line. DG's Cammy up in time for Barrio. Second was Smiley Bayama. Third goes to Big Surf. Time for them all. 1:55 and 1. Smiley Bayama. DG's Cammy.